Jamie Duffy and our very own award-winning Wellesley High School Filmmaking Club. I said award-winning. So I work in marketing, and I learned a long time ago, if you say something is award-winning, nobody ever asks you which award you won. So today, I printed up my own award, which is Best Wellesley Documentary 2024 Audience. Out in the cafeteria for everybody to sign, and bam, you guys have an award-winning film. It's great. My name is John Hargrave. I serve on the Council of the Wellesley Congregational Church. We are very proud to host this incredible Village Table program. And I was also one of the early volunteers, and I want to tell you the story of how it started. It was the brainchild of one man, a genius named Gary Arthur. And Gary is here with us tonight. Gary, So Gary is a super talented chef. He's a professional chef who had managed food service programs at Stanford and MIT. And during COVID, during the pandemic, he had this vision to start a new food program to help the food insecure. He saw that at our church, we had this huge, beautiful, industrial-grade kitchen that wasn't being used. Now, I was in a small group book study with Gary. We met weekly on Zoom during the pandemic, and as Gary got really excited about this vision, he started to share it with us. And Gary gets very excited. So he's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna make this food, and it's going to be delicious. It's going to be gourmet food, and we're going to train up a whole army of volunteers, and they're going to learn how to prepare the food and package it and store it, and then we're going to develop a distribution network. And they're going to take the meals out to people who need them. And we're going to have a social media team. And we're going to have a grant writing team. And I thought to myself, I think Gary is crazy. It was COVID, so we were all a little bit crazy. But I was like, dude, we're in lockdown. The timing did not seem ideal. And for me, it was a real lesson in the power of just going for it. Gary did not wait until the time was right. Gary did not form a feasibility task force. Gary just went for it. He just did it. And not only did all those things come true, the Village Table has continued to have a bigger and bigger impact and serve meals to more and more people. And tonight, we are watching an award-winning documentary about it. Gary got this amazing job offer to run the food program at Boston University. So when he and his family moved out of Wellesley, he handed over the reins to our next great leader, Shannon Kelly. Shannon, despite having no experience in food preparation, not only took over Village Table, but she has really turned it into an incredible Wellesley institution. Under Shannon's leadership, Village Table has now prepared and delivered over 100,000 meals. Wow. And what's exciting about volunteering for Village Table, how many people here have volunteered for Village Table? So look at this. Yeah, thank you all. And it's really fun, isn't it? Like, the vibe in the kitchen is great, and it's this intergenerational experience. You have children who are working alongside retirees. You have singles and married couples and families. And everybody's there because they want to help. And what it has taught me is that the people of Wellesley have really big hearts. The people of Wellesley really want to help. When Shannon sends out her sign-up genius for the next volunteer slots, you gotta jump on it. Because those things fill up so fast. It's like trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. So while we always welcome more volunteer help, it is financial support that makes an even bigger difference. Because remember, the food costs money, and we're limited not by volunteers, we have so many amazing volunteers, but by the amount of food we can buy. So you'll have an opportunity to donate tonight out in the lobby. I hope you'll give generously, and if you'd like to make a larger donation, or an annual donation, or connect us with grants or corporate sponsors, please contact Shannon or myself afterward. So, tonight we're going to screen the film, which is about 30 minutes long. By the way, that is the perfect length for all documentaries. Well done on that. And then we're going to have a quick panel discussion, and afterward we will invite you all to the cafeteria for delicious food and beverages that have been provided by Baker's Best Catering and our volunteers. And don't forget to sign the award. So to introduce the film, let me introduce the filmmakers, Abby and Jamie Duffy. Abby is a student at Boston College, and her brother Jamie is a Wellesley High School student who founded the Wellesley High School Filmmaking Club. And this film was their brainchild, their labor of love. So please welcome to the stage our two award-winning filmmakers.
Student at Wellesley High School, and I am the founder and co-leader of the Wellesley High School Filmmaking Club. And now, first, I just want to say thank you to Becky for the help with the tech for the night, and I think we should all just give a round of applause for that. Yeah, and next, I would like to introduce you all to the Filmmaking Club right here. And the rest of the crew are Hayden Morgan and Duffy, and I'm happy to announce our newest leaders for next year, Joelle Hassan, Sloan Becca, and Cameron Morgan. Throughout the film, you will see many of these members wearing the Wellesley High School filmmaking shirts. Here at the Filmmaking Club, we are a student-led group of filmmakers. As a crew, we write, direct, film, and edit our own productions. And we could not be happier to collaborate with Abby Duffy, my sister, to create this incredible yet challenging product. It was not only an opportunity to enhance our film portfolio, but as a collective, we are learning how to use film to collaborate with members of our community. So, in order to do that, we volunteered to help prep the food and send it to various locations. And you will see our journey and other volunteers' journeys throughout the film. But the film is not about us, it's about the impact of Shannon and the growth of the organization. We are so eager just to help out, and we were just so eager and help out and just follow this outstanding organization. And we cannot wait to share the wonderful stories of the volunteers and the creation of Village Staple. From the Film Club, we hope you enjoy.
As Jerry mentioned, I'm Abby Duffy. I'm going to be a senior at Boston College. I just want to thank you all for being here tonight for this very special event. So my brother and Jamie and I first embarked on this project back in December of 2023, and it all began when I approached Shannon Kelly, the director of Village Staple Wellesley. I vividly remember feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was my first documentary-style project, and I was very determined to get it right, you know? But film has always been a passion of mine because I believe it's such a powerful medium. It has the ability to convey information far and wide in a form that's both accessible and engaging to a wide audience. Documentaries in particular hold a very special place in my heart because they capture real experiences and raw emotions. There's nothing staged, everything is authentic and genuine. The film club played a crucial role in this project. It gave them the opportunity to experience what it's like to be part of a larger scale production, and more importantly, allowed us all to connect deeply with the human element of what Village Table Wellesley is all about. Working with Shannon and the entire team at Village Table was an incredible experience. We got to witness firsthand the passion and dedication they pour into their work. Village Table isn't just about providing meals, it's about building a community and creating a space where everyone feels valued and welcomed. I know when we first went into the kitchen, I felt just that. Throughout the filming process, we were able to capture many moments that were both heartwarming and eye-opening. We saw the impact that a single meal can have on someone's day, and we heard stories that highlighted the strength and resilience of the human spirit. These stories are the heartbeat of our documentary, and we're honored to be able to share them with you tonight. I also want to take a moment to thank everyone who has supported us along the way. To our film club members, thank you for your hard work and your dedication. To Shannon Kelly and the Village Table Wellesley team, thank you for trusting us to tell your story. And to our family and friends, thank you for your unwavering support and your encouragement. As you watch the documentary, I hope that you're moved by the stories and inspired by the incredible work being done at Village Table Wellesley. This product has definitely been a labor of love for Jamie and myself, and we are very grateful to have had the opportunity to bring it to life. And I just want to thank you all again for being here tonight and for supporting our journey. And tonight we dedicate this screening to our beloved grandmother who passed on Saturday, and who would love to have been here to share this moment with us. We were fortunate enough to be here today since we were in Ireland up until yesterday, mourning her passing. And I also want to thank my parents in particular for their steadfast support and encouragement, and to my father who could not be here today as he is attending his mother's funeral in Ireland. With all that in mind, on a lighter note, we hope you enjoy the documentary, and thank you all for being here today.
I've seen this twice. I forgot my tissues. There's a few moments in that really get me. But seeing all of you here to see it with me and us was so special. And I was telling Abby earlier that seeing all of your faces is special, and then seeing people I don't know is exciting. So thank you all for coming. But I wanted to use this time to thank these two incredible humans, because back in December, when I got that email, I thought, oh boy. She goes to Boston College, she's at the high school, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I just don't know. And I probably sat on it for a few days. And met with Abby at Cafe Nero and my dear friend Amy, and we were blown away. From the very start, these two have listened to what we thought about Village Table and what it meant to us. It wasn't just, here's what we want to do and this is what we think. It was, well, tell me, why do you do this? What is it all about? And as you've seen, it is about feeding people, but it's also about community, and the community is so special. So I thank you both for really listening and understanding this work. And I'm so positive that this is just the first story that you two are going to tell. And thank you so much for your work. Mr. John Hargrave. Just think, all right, I'm going to stay.
We're gonna have a quick panel discussion with Shannon and Abby and Jamie, and if I could invite our other two panelists up to the stage here as well. We also have Joe Moray, who is a Village Table volunteer and also the moderator of our Wellesley Congregational Church. He's kind of a big deal. And Grace Stanford, who is the resource coordinator for On the Rise, which is one of our partner organizations. And we're short a chair. We need one more chair. Here, come sit over here. Yeah, we're going to get a chair. Come sit right here. It's all good. I can stand. We need the calories here. Okay, so such a great film. I got to say, I was genuinely moved by that opening sequence where you got the piano playing and then you do the church, the drive-by on the church, because that church building has meant so much to me and my family, and I got teary. It was really beautiful, so thank you for that. Shannon, you put in so much work into this program. You work 40-hour weeks without pay as a volunteer. Why do you do it?
Wow. There's a question. I think it gets answered by the stories. I talked a little bit in the film about delivering meals. I had one recently where I took chili and cornbread to Jamaica Plain, and there's a community fridge behind the city feed and supply. And so I'm loading these meals in. There's 88 of them, so it took a second. And this man rode up, an elderly man rode up on a bicycle with a basket and all the stuff, and bags and things. And he stopped, and I said, "Oh, do you have lunch plans? Here you go." And I gave him 2 or 3 meals, and he was putting them away. And he's like, "What restaurant are these from?" And I was like, "Yes, Gary, yes." So I said, "Well, thank you." It's actually a group of people who meet in the church basement kitchen and make meals. It's super cool. It's every other week. And he was like, "Wow, okay." He's like, "Looks like restaurant food." And I said, "No." And he said, "Where is this place? Where is this village table?" And I said, "Wellesley." And he goes, "Wellesley? No kidding. You make this in Wellesley and you come here?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And so there I felt like the mayor. We don't have a mayor, but I felt like the mayor. I mean, like, we're reaching out to people and we're changing perceptions of what they think is happening in Wellesley. So that's why.
Thank you for all you do. Yeah, great. So tell us a little bit about On the Rise. What do you guys do? And then tell us also what it has been like working with Village Table.
So at On the Rise, we were founded in 1995 from feedback from the women in the area who were accessing the different social services and were finding that their needs weren't being met. So at On the Rise, we work with homeless and formerly homeless, women, transgender, and non-binary folks. And we see ourselves as a kind of community, and we are a drop-in service. So part of our program is that you can come, you can get tangible resources, and one of those being food. And we look forward to having Shannon and Cynthia come every 2 weeks with meals. And it really has given our participants a lot of choice, because we rely on a meal train for meals every day to feed our folks. And sometimes people don't like them or they're picky, and having Village Table there, it makes everyone's day. People get to choose, and it really reinforces their autonomy. And we also are able to give them to our house participants who struggle with costs of food. And Shannon really has made all the difference and is a crucial part to our program in keeping it thriving and meeting the needs of our folks.
Yeah, and you're one of many partners that Village Table partners with, and we really appreciate that because you do the critical kind of last mile of distribution to people who need it and really help us expand all of this. So thank you so much. We'll keep passing it all the way down to Joe. So Joe, you're a volunteer at Village Table, and maybe you can just share with us what's it like to volunteer and tell us a little bit about your experience.
Sure. Well, let me first confess something. I wish there were 140 chairs sitting up here, because I'm just one of a wonderful group of people, of which many of you are here. So think of me as you just happen to be sitting up here. And I think this obviously could never happen without the strength and the giving and the commitment of all of the volunteers sitting here in this room today. I mean, that has made the difference. So with that confession, you know, to me, I started, my first job, Shannon's first job she gave me, was to go deliver food to different places. And, you know, everybody ought to start with that, because you understand immediately the impact of what we do in those kitchens, in preparing that food. And you've talked about the impact to the people that are there, and that happens every single day in every location that Village Table touches. So that's how I started. And with that I said, well, I've got to move up the, I got to move up the chain of command here. I'm going to the kitchen. So with that then, that whole sense of the community, two communities coming together, very different people, very different situations in their life. But those two communities are bonded through Village Table. And boy, that really feels good. So when you walk out at the end of a day, whether you've been cutting 500 carrots, Claudia wanted to check to make sure I still had all my fingers after that day, you say, this is good. This is what it's about. So, John, I think to me, it is that sense of being able to be part of something that is far bigger than you, and to be able to make an impact to the community that isn't one day, but in fact, hopefully continue on weeks, months, and maybe years.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to volunteer. Ms. Barber, how about your experience? How do you enjoy volunteering?
I started in early fall of 2020 under the leadership of Gary, and it started becoming part of my routine. I would do it every week with my mom and my sister, and I would have it in my calendar. And I started out with packaging, and I didn't realize it then that I was feeding so many people until at the very end, when Gary and Shannon had announced we had made 450 packaged 450 meals that night. And only this past year in 2023, I actually went to deliver food with my mom in Jamaica Plains. And the fridge was completely empty when we had got there. And I was shocked because at my house, our fridge, I've only ever seen a fridge full. And only then I fully realized how many people we were feeding. And it's just been an amazing experience.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I want to ask our filmmakers here, what is your filmmaking origin story? How did you guys get interested in film in the first place?
Well, it was a very long time ago, I'll tell you that.
In a galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away. But yeah, for me, it was basically the moment I was born. I was lived with film, and
You came out of the womb ready to shoot it.
Yes, but well,
usually it's the other parent
usually
doing
it's
it.
but my mother would always tell me that for my first words, it would always be quotes from film. It can be from Alvin and the Chipmunks or a random movie, but anything that I would say would be a quote from a film. And I feel that's really where my passion began. For the past few years, I've been focused a lot on theater performances and acting, but it was not until I went to New York Film Academy at Burbank, California, the summer of 2021, and that's when just my passion just expanded, And yeah, I met such cool professors there and working with such passionate people as well. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, you know? I just want to work in such a beautiful environment, telling stories that are just so powerful to people outside the crew, to the audience, and the motivation of it. It's just so interesting, and I just fell in love with that, and yeah, it's now I'm here.
Well, you're very lucky. You have found your vocation, as you said, the thing that brings you joy. That's terrific. I mean, what attracted you to this story?
This story, some of you might know, I'm a criminal and social justice major at Boston College, which is a very unique major to have, and I think it really brought a unique perspective to filmmaking as well. Just a quick preface as well, Jamie really is the one that's inspired me to pursue film in more of a professional, career-driven manner. Seeing him have there's no film club at the high school before Jamie created it, you know, that was very inspirational for me. And I think that knowing that he could do it meant that I could also do it, even though I'm 3 years older. And I think being able to take a few preliminary classes at Boston College, I was able to really understand how film can really change people's lives. So when my mom told me about Village Table, how she was like, I can't even get a slot to volunteer. She's like, I want to volunteer so bad, I just don't have enough slots, you know? That I was like, I really want to do a personal project about something, not something that's a school assignment that I'm going to be getting a grade on. I want to really pour my passion into it and to take time to really develop it. And so, as I mentioned, I reached out to Shannon and I was like, hey, I want to do like a film about you guys, you know? You have no idea who I am, you know, I heard about you, I live in Wellesley. I moved here when I was 7 years old from Ireland, you know, I just want to really tell your story, and I think you're a great organization. So when Shannon said yes, I was like, oh God, I actually have to do this like this. I have to put in the hours, and I have to make sure that I tell their story right, because they deserve to have the best director, the best cinematographer ever to tell this story. And I hope that I've been able to do a good enough job for that. The film club crew as well have been instrumental to it. So knowing how powerful film is as a medium, you know, you see a lot of the films I grew up watching in my the past few years, like things like Philadelphia and like Lincoln Lawyer and Pelican Brief, all criminal justice films, and even a lot of Bowling for Columbine. That was a really good documentary. Came out when I was born. But just seeing films like that really change how a person thinks, I think is very, very important. And so being able to spread awareness about this outstanding organization and all of the people within it, I feel that it was something that I not just wanted to do, but something that I felt like I was morally obligated to do. And so being able to work with this group, it has just been such an honor, and it's been amazing.
I love that both of you guys did this without any school credit. This was totally a labor of love, extracurricular project, so thank you. Back to Shannon, tell us about some of the challenges that Village Table faces. So what is it you think about? How do we solve?
I would say that it's probably two challenges. We run into equipment issues. Who noticed that we cook in a pizza oven? Anyone?
I actually didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Pizza oven.
Yeah. Not a lot of browning happening. Anyway, so there's things like that. So things take a little longer.
And yet we never cook pizza.
We order pizza and we bake in a pizza. Yeah, I'm sure. So, in order to grow, there's equipment that we need, ovens and dishwasher, things like that. That's a challenge because you'd be surprised how expensive stuff like that is. And I think growth is interesting because we want to make more meals, so you need more space, more equipment. But growth can happen in other ways. I think we're really excited about the idea of growth coming from community organizations, community centers, other churches, charity groups doing something similar on a smaller scale. And so that will take own volunteers, but we're at a stage now where we're starting to think, we need more leaders in that group. And so we're working, that's kind of our main goal right now, is developing leaders and having 2 people team up and lead us a cooking session. And that's a lot of learning for me too. I mean, I had to figure out the recipe stuff, and now it's figuring out how do I encourage leaders to step up so that we can grow.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the vision of where it's going, and we've talked a lot about this, Shannon, that the idea is we're kind of at capacity in that kitchen, but there is so much opportunity in other kitchens, other community organizations, other churches, etc. And that's your idea. It's to almost train the trainers so that we can create similar programs all around the state and the nation.
Yeah, and the important thing there is, like, as Sloan said, we're making 400 meals. Like, lucky us that we are able to use a kitchen that is able to do that. But Grace at On the Rise needs 30 breakfast meals, right? So you can do that in a home kitchen, really. So there's a lot of community centers and things that could produce what Grace's size organization needs. And so we're looking at ways of training the trainer, helping other groups to do what we do.
I love it. I have one last question for you guys. That is, when did the Netflix rights come to this? Well, let's get Ted Sarandos up here. I think this
We'll
is
see
fun.
what happens.
Yeah.
Just,
Seriously, though, what did
I hate to interrupt you, but
Well, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, it's Reverend Sarah Butter, Wellesley Congregational Church Senior Pastor.
I'm just too excited to sit down, so I'm thinking that's so kind of you. I am so moved, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody out here. I am so moved by the story that you all have brought to life here for us tonight at Village Church. Our motto is to choose love and make it real, and we believe in good news. And there's so much not good news in our world, and you have shown us good news, and you have shown us how to take a story and really make it real. And we work really hard at Village Church to figure out how to do that. So Abby and Jamie and all of you, thank you so much for the good news and for helping make it real for us. I am pleased to present you tonight with the Best Wellesley Documentary 2024 Pastor's Choice Award.
Another award? You guys have a multiple award-winning film. I don't think anything else won an award tonight. This is amazing. We so appreciate all of you spending your evening with us here tonight. Let's give it up one more time for Abby. We hope that you will give generously out in the cafeteria. We also have amazing refreshments, food, and beverages provided by Baker's Best. Thank you so much to all of you here tonight, and we hope you have a great evening. Good night.